is just upgrading my lessons, made blessings. I turned that into money. They gotta never settle. This view is so much better. I'm chilling, I'm winning, like on another level. Oh, you can talk all you want. See me as the prayer, nothing I'm afraid of, and I can have it all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our podcast Generations Who Had It Better. Today we're gonna talk about a question that always starts debates at family dinners. Was life easier for our parents than for us? We'll discuss about work, technology, relationships, money and education, and try to find out which generation actually had it better. Let's get started. So our first guest is Raushan. Let's answer the first question. Was it easier to find a job in the past?
That's a very debatable question, but I think that job was easier in the past, to find, because there was less some kind of competition among the people, and there was more of working fields. However, nowadays in modern life, there's a lot of competition, a lot of good professions, and a lot of young people that want to work in some kind of spheres, and that makes a very hard conditions to work. So I think in that case, the millennials, the younger generation, was very lucky to have a job, because nowadays it's really tricky and a little bit complicated.
Our second question, do people today work more hours than our parents did?
That's also a very interesting question, because millennials and more older generation working more time was normal, and staying in their office and working extra hours for the salary was normal. But nowadays a lot of youngsters and Gen Z people just try flexible hours, don't work much, and they try to balance work-life balance. And I think that's very good for their mental health, because they don't really focus on one thing, and they respect themselves by giving their fair working hours. So I think in that case, the millennials work also power raises them now.
So the last question, who had a better work-life balance, them or us? How do you think?
So I think work-life balance is a new topic nowadays, because with Gen Z, working-life balance is gains lots of phenomenon and energy, because we don't try to work harder or show ourselves as loyal employees. So I think work-life balance is more suitable for Gen Z versus millennials, but I think they just have to try, relax properly after work.
Okay, Roshan, thank you for sharing your opinion. So let's move to technology. Our second guest is Ahota. Ahota, how do you think is modern life more convenient because of technology?
Hello. Yes, I believe that modern life has become much more easier thanks to technology. It allows us to complete everyday tasks faster, from online banking to communication and navigation. So technology helps us stay in touch and saves a lot of time. At the same time, it's important to use wisely, not lose basic skills.
Okay, thank you. Second question, are people now more stressed even so life is easier?
This question is really important, because I think stress levels have increased, but even though many tasks are easier and we're constantly surrounded by notification, message and deadlines, technology brings us to expectation that must always be available, that could be overwhelming. So life is more convenient, but also more mentally dangerous.
Our last question, which generation is more dependent on technology?
of course, it's younger generation, especially Gen Z, because we were born at the time when technology started becoming popular, and nowadays our life is fully dependent on technologies, even just only chatting or buying tickets for plane. So they roam with the smartphones and the digital tools and the technology part of their life. So older generation also use technology, but they're less. But for them it's less usually than us.
Okay, thank you for that. So let's talk about relationships and family. Our third guest is Nazege. Nazege, how do you think were family relationships stronger in the past?
So, hello. Many people believe that family relationships were strong in the past, and one reason that family spend more time together. So, and the families usually lived close to each other, and there were fewer distractions like phones, social medias, and long working hours. So life was more community-based, and people often depended on their family for support. And so today we still love our family, but everyone is too busy, and so the connections can feel weaker. It's not worse, just the difference.
Okay, thank you. Second question, do people today spend less time together?
Yes, in many cases they do. So modern life is fast. People work more, study more, and trying to manage many things in the same time. And when we are in the same room, people may be on phones or laptops. In the past, people would eat together and talk about their day. And I think that in the past, people more support our families, and now people happens less often. So people want connections, but time and technology sometimes make it harder.
Okay, Nazike, the last question, how do you think who has more passionate and respectful, our parents' generation or ours?
So I think our parents' generation was more passionate. They grew up in time when people had to wait, transport services and letters. So passions is part of daily life, and the traditions was also more common. And our generation is fast and more open-minded. So we don't like waiting, and we question all the rules. So, but we are also more open-minded and more understanding and more supportive for people. And I think that so each generation has their own type of respect.
Okay, Nazike, thank you for sharing your thoughts. So let's talk about education. Our last guest is Ilyas. So the first question, is education now better or more difficult?
It is a good question. I would say it's both, because it is better to us because how the information is accessible for us. In previous generation, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have for example, YouTube videos that could teach us something. They needed to learn everything from the books, from the manuals. So it is much better for us nowadays that we have this access to information. But it is more difficult because with such many information we can't decide in which way we go to learn something. And it is more difficult because it gives more competition with other people.
Okay, our second question, do young people today have more opportunities than before?
Yes, absolutely. Well, nowadays we have more opportunities than the previous generation. Nowadays, if we can sit at the table and start some kind of business, we just need our phone or some kind of laptop. It can be made with anything, in anywhere, even our age doesn't matter. Previous generation couldn't have such opportunity because of their limited technology and how they rose from their family. Their opportunity was tied with the geographical location of their place and how their family was affected by it.
So the last question, who had more freedom to choose their future?
Nowadays generation have more opportunities and freedom of choice because as I said in the opportunities we can start anything in anywhere, but for almost 50-60 years ago it wasn't such thing. As I said, geography and the family's job was main trial and thing that stopped them from the progress. In their era, they had a choice. The choice was very narrow. It was be doctor, lawyer, or some kind of teacher. It was more stable, but not freedom of choice. But nowadays we have some problems with this freedom because taking such opportunities, such freedom can be good, but we don't have the open path before us. Because of that, it can be very difficult for us to raise such opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Elias. In conclusion, I want to say that it's interesting. Every generation faces its own challenges and advantages. Our parents might have had more stability, but we have more freedom and technology. Maybe the truth is, life isn't easier or harder, just different. And what really matters is how we adapt and keep learning from each other. So, thank you for listening. See you later.